that joy comes in the morning light. So I march on to a new song, 'cause I've been marching to that old one way too long. And I gotta move on and take new steps every day, 'cause I know there is got to be another way. And a brighter day, so I march on.
Hello, hello. Welcome to P.U.R.E Live. It is Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. For those of you that have been watching, you know what comes next. And those of you that haven't, we deal with our sponsors first. So here we go. And this organization is something that you should definitely get involved with. They are part of the reason that I have a show today. They are motivational. They connect you with resources. They empower. That's what we all need. And for our next spot, I just want you to know that this makeup, Motives Cosmetics, I am wearing it today. Here we go. Yes, honey. If you want to get it at a discounted price, you go to my website, agentjamal.com, and at the top or down the menu, depending on what kind of device you're using, you'll see Motives Cosmetics, and you will get that discount. You're welcome. And for those of you that like them blue blockers and them shades, you know, you see me wear stuff on the show. Also, go to my website. You will see a Bella Eyewear, and you go there and you will get 30% off. You're welcome. Now, this person that I'm bringing on, our latest thing that we've done together is a play. And I'm going to show you the commercial for the play and then explain to you that we got some new dates. We have an encore. So here we go.
What if the slaves from the 1800s could talk to the people of today?
Well, we'll die and give up everything just to be able to vote.
Richard Gallion Entertainment presents 1800s versus 2020. This must-see educational and thought-provoking show answers that very question.
The day you're born, you look like your parents. The day you die, You look like your decisions.
1800s versus 2020 is coming this February to the APC Theater. For tickets and more information, visit richardgallion.com.
Now, you still go to richardgallion.com, but our encore dates are here. April 9th at 7 p.m., April 10th at 4 p.m. Go there, or you can go to this website that you see here, which will lead you right to richardgallion.com because I looked at it myself, and get them tickets, baby. So now I'm going to bring forth the wonderfully gifted, talented vocalist, podcast host, wellness influencer, and anything else that she want to be, Maritha Martin.
Hey, hey.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Haven't seen you in a long time.
I know, a long time no see, right?
Ooh-wee. It's been a little, we've been hanging out and chilling, and we don't look
Yeah,
like slaves right now.
I know, right?
I was
The
like, okay,
transformations are real.
from slave to
Uh,
that's what we're doing, from slave to slave. All right.
okay, honey.
Boom.
And you guys, if you guys have been paying attention to my social media, you've seen the slave look, and then
Mm,
you see the diva.
all right.
Okay.
And all right.
And you guys that are watching and listening, the way that things go, we have a fluid conversation, but you feel free to leave comments, ask questions, and we will respond to you in real time. Also, later on in the show, we are going to play a game. So please pay attention when this game comes because you will win a prize if you get it right.
If
Not just because you play. Okay. You get it right. All right. So, first and foremost, I would like you to introduce yourself the way that you do.
Well, all right, here we go. My name is Maritha Martin. I am whatever is required for the occasion most times. But in my real life, I am a corporate creative. I am a singer, songwriter in my creative space. In my corporate space, I am an administrator by trade with a passion for HR, eventually trying to get into that field. I am someone who just loves to live and laugh and just learn about things as I go. Honestly, I feel like I'm somebody who is a professional at making it up as I go along, but I think most of us are. And I enjoy finding out new things about myself as I go through this little journey of life. And I'm just turning pages and writing new chapters. I feel like every single day. And so I'm passionate about wellness, which I think is an inside out job. I always tell everybody that I meet. And if you sit down with me more than 5 minutes, I'm going to try to either get you to do a couple of jumping jacks or consider running a marathon. That's pretty much how I roll.
Yeah,
But
you talked to me about that marathon
I
situation.
know, I know, I know. It's gonna take a little bit more work. I understand. That's all right. I'm the run evangelist. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just spread that joy. Okay.
Okay. The Run Evangelist. I haven't heard that one before.
Listen, honey, you got to get out here. Each one, reach one to each one. Is that all right?
It's quite all right. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a minute before I catch up, though. Just let you know.
Hey. Anything can happen on tonight. So as I sip my little coffee. Oh yes, and I'm a lover of coffee. If you don't know that about me, the way to my heart is through Starbucks gift cards. Um,
And you've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Starbucks gift cards to Maritha. All right.
I kid lightly. That's it. That's all. Yeah.
Yes. And again, remember you can go ahead and ask questions, leave comments if you want to. If you don't want to, then you're gonna miss out on surprises. So that's your fault. So what I would like to do is start from the beginning. Let's talk about who Maritha is. Where are you from?
Who am I? Well, of course, I am definitely a Chicago girl, born and raised. I love my
I
city. I definitely go hard for my city. I don't always realize what a Chicago girl means, but when you go outside of this place and you are who you are, and from the other people who do not get who you are, you know that you got a little something else different on you that maybe the rest of the world doesn't quite have, and that is okay. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I love my city. I was Chicago Public Schools, definitely has they raised me up, honey. I went to high school at Kenwood Academy. I was
Hmm.
like academic, person. I was there for their 7 through 12 program. So yeah, I gave 6 years of my life to a place, huh? Ain't that crazy?
Mm.
Anyway, so I developed a love for music at a really young age, and but I was really shy. Go figure.
What? You
So
were shy.
I was oh my God, I was very shy. I was so terrified. I was really good at school. So I came in kindergarten already reading, writing, all that stuff. The intellectual part of me was really developed, but just not, but standing in front of somebody and singing a song, oh no, you couldn't get me to do that. It's like, I don't want to do it, mama. I don't want to. Like, you can't make me. I couldn't do any choir in elementary school, none of that. I just was not having.
Wow.
They would try to put me in front of stuff and I would lose it. Like, nah, girl, you might as well give me some equations to balance. I'll do some math on the spot. I'll read all these big words on the spot. I will be your spelling bee champion. And I was on the spot, but I am not singing. So I understood music at a young age, but my passion didn't develop for it till high school. And
Okay.
choral ensemble, I found my voice. Like, I grew up in the church, of course, grew up in church choir, of course, but I didn't find my voice until I started doing things that were a little more different, like classical training and all of that type of stuff. That's really where I found who I was and my sound
Okay.
as I went on. So those are my humble beginnings, I guess, so to speak. And I found after as time went on, I went to college. Still didn't want to join the choir, mind you. I'm 18 years old, right? And I was like, I'm not doing anything that anybody thinks that I should be doing. I'm going to do something else when I go to college. You can't tell me what to do. I don't have
Rebellion.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, she a little. But so I went to school, didn't want to do that, kept taking the class, kept adding it, kept dropping it, adding it, dropping it. Meanwhile, all my friends are in the choir and they're just like, you should come. This is great. We have such a wonderful time. And I was like, I don't want to do it. So finally I did it. And so the fun part about it was I was there for a couple of years and I was like, I know I can do this stuff. I love being in the choir. I love singing all these different types of things. That's what I grew up doing in high school and all that. And then one
Mhm.
day I like had the guts to like try out for like a solo. I don't know why. Now
You
it was a
the
trick.
guts.
It
It
was a
was a
trick
trick.
because I was actually trying out to be a background singer. Because you had to I love background singing. I mean, here we are. We're grown, good and grown, and I still love it, right? So
Mhm.
I was auditioning. I remember walking up because all these people they were so bold and they're like, "Hi, my name is so and so, and I just feel that I should sing because I have a gift and God has given me And I mean, they were really in it, right? Me
Okay.
specifically saying, "Hi, my name is Maritha, and I'm auditioning for background." Period. Don't come in here Don't come in here getting no new ideas. Like, I'm not coming in here trying to be your next star, your next whatever. This is way before American Idol because she's of a certain age. It's all right. Um, hey,
It's all good.
I'm
You
here
still
by the
look good.
holding up and looking all right. So yeah, so that was where I went and auditioned for a background or whatever, and somehow got ended up like doing other things in the front. Like my professor
Hmm.
kind of pulled me out. Literally like, oh, hey, do you know this song? And I would try to lie and say I ain't know it. But it was like, how you don't know it, Maritha? Because the same lyrics that the soloist sings, the choir sings. So you know the choir part, that means you know the solo. Um,
You tried it.
I did. I really tried it, and I hope nobody from college is watching this because they would be able to attest to it that I really was trying it. But I thank God for somebody who had foresight because honestly, in that choir is really where I found my voice in a lot of ways. I
Right.
found a reason to value my sound. That it was different from everybody else's. That I didn't have like the church sound or the R&B sound, but it was genuinely mine. So that's where it
Yeah.
all started. And then Years later, started doing background singing. Someone asked me to do like their live recording session. I rolled into that, rolled into studio work, all these different things. And I mean, honestly, I've been a paid professional like background singer of some sort, behind a lot of artists here in Chicago, probably for the better part of 15 years or so.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's been a really good space for me. So
So, who are your influences in the music world?
I love a good alto voice. Like give
Okay.
give me Anita, give me Layla, give me like those smoky sounds. Like I really, though technically, I would have to sing like soprano part. People always trying to throw me on the soprano part because I, can do it. But I love a good alto tone. Like that right there just does it for me. I can clean my whole house listening to it, and I do. I'm of that age. Give me all my Anita Baker albums and put it on the playlist, and my house will be clean from top to bottom. It's a mood. It soothes me. It actually is. I listen to those type of sounds, and it makes me want to sing. And that's how I think good music is. It just makes you want to sing. It pulls you in. Before you
Yeah.
know it, you're coming along to something you didn't even think you were paying attention. So, yeah, definitely all the wonderful low tone, alto, smooth voices that will do it for me all the time.
So, if I played it at my house, would you clean it top to bottom too?
See, I only have the grace to clean.
You said,
Okay.
see, this is not how this works.
Listen, we have the grace to like call people to do things for us, like, hey, can you come up and I will, she will pay you nicely. Things like that. So trust me, I'm looking for something in my home. You have a housekeeper, call me because I'm busy.
She said, call me. So, so what I'm curious about, when it comes to the singers, some of us, we get labeled divas
Uh-oh.
and in a negative way
Oh, no.
because there are certain things that we will not tolerate.
Mm.
So what I'm
Yeah.
wondering is, do you have like a particular list of things that you're like, but this is not what Maritha does?
So, I will say that the more I do this, the music part of my life, the more I realize that there's just some things I'm not going to fight over or fight for.
Okay.
So, I don't find spots where I feel like I have to even make these things known nowadays. But I will say in the earlier days of working with different voice types, different individuals, I would find myself feeling I had to assert myself in that particular way to make sure that you knew that I know that something ain't right and I will not have it. And yeah, yeah, yeah. But some of that was due to my age and due to my newness and due to the fact that quite honestly, I was a person coming into a space where I knew I didn't sound like everybody else. So I
Mhm.
realized that I was being judged differently. And some of these people were familiar with one another for a very long time, and they all kind of had that same type of, that type of soulfulness that wasn't really me. So I feel like I came in those
Mhm.
spaces kind of having to prove myself in a
Okay.
way, like in a real hardcore way, like, look, this is not who I am. I'm gonna do, like all these other things. It's and so with time, with really being a commanding presence in spaces, I find that I don't have to do that anymore. I find that people actually respect me, or like they come to me in a respectful way, whether they know me or not. Some people I work with for years and others they don't know me from a can of paint, but they have a certain level of respect for me, and so I just don't have to assert myself in those ways. Now, some restrictions apply. There's an asterisk next to that. I,
Disclaimer.
I still have it
Mhm.
in me to do, and I will if I have to, but I just never feel like these days I have to because I ain't gonna fight
Yeah.
for no place, and I'm not gonna do all of that. If it gets a little too weird for me, a little too, as my friends used to say, a little too jazzy for me, I gotta go. Or I will set up some very specific boundaries, but I never have to give the diva, And it's such a dreaded four-letter word. But
I know.
it's just like, golly, can you be assertive and want what you want and be very specific about what you want without being labeled? Can you do that?
Right.
So I just feel like, look, I can be respected, I can be respectful, and we don't have to have all of these different things, going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
think about.
And by the way, just so y'all know, I can see you watching. So I want to see some comments and questions filling in here very soon. Don't just answer stuff when we do the game, okay? Participate. Yes, I'm calling you out. Not shy. Okay.
Asia said Maritha was doing that shy stuff. I am not doing that. I love it. I respect it.
I don't have a shy bone in my body.
I can't
It
tell
ain't
you.
there.
You
Huh?
know what? We need people who ain't shy though. We need people. Here's the thing though. That shyness comes in certain spaces. I was shy when it came to singing, but I am not shy when it comes to speaking. Because of course there are other sides to who I am and what I do. I love public speaking. I live for that. One of my dreams is to do a TED talk, you know.
Okay.
So I find that to be like absolutely exciting, right? But it's the singing. I don't know, but I think that music is such an intimate part of who we are. And when you share
Yes.
that, you're sharing a part of yourself. There's a vulnerability there. There is
Mhm.
and you don't just, when you're vulnerable, you don't just give that part of who you are to just everybody, right? Like you don't just be sharing all in these streets. Like that ain't the move. I mean, if you do, she's not here to judge you. Me right here, definitely not judging. But I'm just saying I understand that's a part of me that's very, very is very, very sacred. When I
Yeah.
choose to share, it has to mean something to me. I'm not the just I'll just go ahead and girl. No. Oh no, you
I
won't.
completely understand.
Oh no, you
And
won't.
and I see you, Crystal. I see. She said she had trouble, but she watching. I hear you.
I think there's some people on live.
Hey, Emma. Nice to see you, darling.
Hello.
Yeah. So, what I want to know is what is your like favorite setting when it comes to performing? Do you prefer the intimate settings? Do you like the bigger crowds? What's your favorite setting and why?
Okay, so I don't know if you remember this, but there was a show on VH1 called Storytellers,
Yes.
and I'm so intrigued, still am, years later, am very intrigued by the concept because the songwriter, the singer, the songwriter is sharing like not just the song, like, oh, I'm singing this to you, but they're also sharing like how this became what it is, how I created
Hmm.
this song, what was the mood that I was in,
Right.
what was the inspiration. And so I find that my appeal, when I do a show of my own, which is, you know, down the pipeline. Yeah, I put it out there. Okay, great.
Okay.
Um, when I do a
Look
show,
forward to it.
my focus is not just sharing a song because I feel like anybody can share a song. I think the part of me that works, that will be the draw for people, will be the story with the
Yeah.
singer, you know. And I want people, I'm not trying to get them to buy into me, the singer, necessarily, because there are a lot of amazing singers and you can listen to this stuff all day long.
Mm-hmm.
People need to
Facts.
buy into you,
Yeah.
the person. And so I feel like that's the space I want to occupy. And I think with that type of format, having a very intimate, me sitting on the stool, me explaining and kind of setting up those things, as far as how I got to what I wrote and what that means and its significance. I think that's gonna be the thing that pulls it all together.
Okay. And I definitely I want to dig deeper and transition into the current projects of Maritha.
Mhm.
We're gonna take a small break
All right.
now. First and foremost, you YouTube watchers, this is what I want you to do. Subscribe. I mean that. I know a lot of y'all watch and then don't subscribe. Listen, this helps me. And then I get into your algorithm and then you know what's up. Subscribe. You follow if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever. Follow me. You will not be disappointed. Hey.
Hey, follow me.
Okay. Now we're going to take a short break and then we're going to play a game. And this is where you need to, no, you should have been paying attention the whole time, but you need to pay attention if you want to win something. Okay, here we go.
Which one win?
We'll see. Hi, I'm Asia Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of P.U.R.E Live. P.U.R.E is an acronym for Perfectly Undefined Raw Elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon. And yes, I am the one that responds to all of these emails and messages. So if you want to be on the show, hit me up. Know what you want to talk about though. Don't just be like, hey, I just want to chat. That's a phone call. That's not a show.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, what she said.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are going to play the game Find the Fake. This is a game that was created by my producers, and the way that the game goes is this way. There are 4 statements. One of these statements is false. You have to guess which one is fake. If you guess correctly, then you win a prize. Are you ready? Are you paying attention? Here we go. Yes, honey. So, we're going to give you an opportunity to guess. I am not going to have her give you the answers yet. So, go ahead and put your answers in while you have time. Towards the end of the show, I will replay it and give you another opportunity, and then she will give the answer. Okay? Got it? Great. Moving forward. Actually, I don't even know the answer. Just being honest, that's my girl, but I have no idea which one is fake.
Well, I've lived 1,000 lives, Asia. You know, like there's some people who know a lot about me, and some not so much. So it's
I
cool.
don't know.
Oh, honey, he has
So
coffee, guys. Just so we clear, this is coffee. But if it wasn't, that would be okay as well. I'm just
it would because I got a whole glass of wine over here. Hello.
and nothing in this cup helping me be anything other than slightly awake. So you know, I'll go a little glass of red. I don't mind. You know, no.
Yes. So moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have talked deeply about your music and your music carries and your phenomenal voice is why I called you in the first place. Just so you guys know, Maritha and I met at a church. All Nations Worship Assembly. We were part of the praise team together,
Mm-hmm.
and she fell in line like she had been there forever. She got up there. It's like, what are we doing? What is it? Okay, got it. I never had to be like, oh no, baby, that's you don't sound like. No, I never had to do any. And trust, there's so many places I had to sit there and try to train. Like, okay, let's do some vocal exercises, maybe.
Okay.
Listen to me. Come closer. Listen to, you know, all of those things. Never have I had to do that with Miss Maritha. And so when I got uh it wasn't really a call, it was a message, but whatever. When I got messaged about this play, said, hey, you know any singers? I was like, first me, hello. And that was Nicole Reed that sent me that message. Thank you, honey. She's also been on the show. um I already knew who I had in mind.
Wow.
Maritha, Queen Maritha.
You know what? When you reached out to me, I was like, wow, because it had been so many years since we had, worked together. So it was nice to
Yeah.
get that call. I remember it's like, oh, it'd be nice for us to sing together again soon. I was like, oh, here we go. Okay, hey girl. Yeah,
Look at God.
want to do
Won't he do it? Won't he
it?
will?
Oh, yes, I will.
So what I'm wondering, like, where did you already have in your mind that you wanted to like branch out into doing plays and stepping outside of what your norm was?
Girl, no. Okay,
The way she said that though.
so here's the tea. I
Okay.
really this year has been all about, and I mean, we in February about to tiptoe into March in like 5.5 minutes, but this year has been about me making brave moves, and
Okay.
because I think that there are certain things in my life that come very easy, but then there are some things where I can just jump up and say, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to go and do X, Y, Z." But when it came to the creative part of me, those are things that kind of took a little bit longer for me to jump on. And
Mhm.
so I had to have a come to Jesus moment with myself and say, there's some opportunities that you didn't even try for. You didn't even decide. Like, sometimes we get in the game and, you win some, you lose some. But
Yeah.
then you'll never win or have a chance of winning if you sitting your butt on the bench all the time or you sitting in the bleachers. Like, don't nobody even know you can play. So
Right.
the goal for me has been to do brave things. Period. That is really my thing. And a lot of what I have been doing to make brave moves has been very uncomfortable, quite. But
Yeah.
if it's not bringing that level of challenge, then what exactly am I doing? So um, I thought about the whole play thing, and I'll be honest with you, there was a time I wanted, an audition had come up for something else, and I was too scared to take it or to try it.
Oh wow.
And then I saw what happened on the back end, and like the cast, everything, and I could have kicked myself, honestly, because I had that moment. I was like, you had a chance.
Mm,
You may not have gotten a part, but you had a chance. You could have found yourself in this space. And I vowed that I would never do that again.
I
I will
see.
never count myself out. And
Good.
never discredit who I am or feel like what I bring is not enough. Who you are won't be for every space, but there is a space for you. I find myself saying, like I always tell people, I'm not for everybody, but I'm for somebody.
I know that's right.
What I do works where it works, And I may be your fave. That's great. I may not be your fave. That's okay too. But there is a space for me. There's a space for you, and to anybody that's watching, you have a space
Mhm.
that works for you that will bring influence, and all of that. And so this is the conversation I had with myself not too long before you reached out to me.
Hmm.
So when you said, "Hey, are you available for this?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Because normally I
Mhm.
probably would have been like, "Oh, I don't know, you know, I'll come see you guys, but that's fine." Because it's a new space, new people. You and Nicole are the only people I know in that space that we worked in, that we are working in again on April 9th and 10th. You guys come out.
Yes.
And so it was all new for me, but it wasn't like I was just jumping in like, baby, theater is me and I am theater. That was not it, but it is all about me betting on myself, and I refuse to lose.
I know that's right.
Right.
Me too.
I know that's right.
Uh, yeah, I've
I'll give
dodged
you
the
that.
whole thing. I
Hmm.
I wasn't trying to do none of that. Like, you know my brother, and he
Hmm.
out there. He does everything. He doing the acting, the plays, and he did a online mini series, YouTube. He did all this stuff. I'm like, more power to you. I'll cheer you
Hmm.
on from the background. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't trying to do all that either. But I will say that you can't really shut me up when it comes to
Yeah.
that.
Listen, you said
So,
ready. Okay, I am ready. I,
ready.
I love that though, because I think, watching people who have that kind of just that kind of courage really helps me. And for me, like there's some people I'm around who, I mean, they will sing, honey, you get them $5 and it's a good time. They finna sing. I mean, just sing all day long. And I just never felt like that. And so now even I don't stifle myself. I used to just kind of sit in the space and just be super quiet. Oh, I won't do this, I won't do that. And I was like, you know what? It ain't about being perfect. It's not about being any of those things. It's just about being your most authentic self. So
Yes,
that's what it is, and that's what we are, like we are grown, and
all the
and
way. Hmm.
what this space requires is a lot different than what my 20s required, or even my 30s required. Yes, I'm not in my 30s anymore. That's okay. I'm still fine. Uh,
I know it's right.
so
You
yeah,
said the beauty is still there. Hello.
you are, honey, so you still got a little bit of your youth,
Well, I've enjoyed watching you just kind of mesh in with the group. I feel like we developed a new family kind of thing, which I'm hearing that that's not the normal situation in
Oh
these
wow.
settings.
Wow.
I'm hearing, I won't say no names,
Ooh,
but I am hearing
you dropping those.
that that in other settings with plays, there's a whole lot of drama, a whole lot of that word that we was talking about earlier, divas.
Oh no.
You
I'm not
know,
either. I'm not
so the
oh,
space that we're in right now is
mhm.
very comfortable. It's very good. We had a good time,
Yeah.
and it's so funny how often you said, "I'm the auntie, ain't the mama." You act like it. You are auntie all the way.
I love, you know what's so funny? I tell some people I know, like, I've been old since I was young. And what that is that I always gravitated to people who were older than I was. Most of my life, I was the youngest person in my friend circles. Even growing up in church, honestly, like they would try to send me to the, Sunday school classes for the little kids my age. I'm like, honey, I'm going with these teenagers. Like, these are my people. I don't understand you. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on here. Like I can't relate to y'all. Like, but part of that was the educational part, because even though yes, I
Mm,
was creative, like I was somebody who was reading and writing at a like an upper grade level, and so I like being around people who challenged me. I
okay.
like being around people who lived a little bit further than I did. So like all the teenagers in the church, that's who I wanted to hang around. Those are my big sisters. Those are the people I was always with. You couldn't find me
Mm.
with, if I was 11, you couldn't find me with another 11-year-old girl. What you talking about? Who I don't even talk to you, and but that was my life. And so being around other people who are older than you, you tend to glean from different spaces. We relate on a different level. To the
Yeah.
point where by the time I got to college, it took me like the first, I think that first semester, I really didn't hang around any of the freshmen. I went and found my
Hmm.
friends who I was already friends with, who had gone to the school a couple years before me, and I just hung with them. And then I was like, maybe you might want to start playing nice with others and get you some friends in your year, and start working, connecting with them. But I've always
Yeah.
had that draw to people who are older. I thoroughly enjoy it. So maybe that's, and I love being an auntie. I love my aging process. I love this part of my life. And, other than a little bit of arthritis in my left knee, I'm good. I feel like I'm really graced for this space that I'm in right now. So yes, I am your favorite young fast auntie.
I caught all of that. Young fast.
I ain't your aunties of yesteryear, honey. So
Okay.
we're talking about it from a space of maturity, a space of I'm not exactly your mama, but let me help you out with this. Let me guide you with this. Like I'm in that part of life, and I absolutely adore that. I love it.
That's beautiful. And we're gonna transition. Now, as we transition into this next round, I'm gonna point out the fact that y'all did not try to guess anything. So that one more chance that you get, that's it. You know this stuff is timestamped. You don't get to watch the whole thing and then come back and be like, I know the answer. I'm smart. So just letting you know. Okay.
So now listen. For the one, if you're watching this outside of the other platform, can you see those comments as well?
Yes, I
I
can.
think there's some people that might know these answers.
I can see all
Who are
platforms.
watching?
So you have no excuses. I can see
I
all
know.
platforms. Thank you very much.
Now don't y'all get out here showing out though. Don't do that. Uh, but I
That
know
might
you.
be
I know you're
entertaining.
there.
I don't mind a good laugh. Um, so great. So what I want to transition to is this podcast, ma'am. So
Yes,
this is fairly new for you, correct?
it is.
When
It is.
did you begin?
Whew. Okay, so I dropped a pilot episode like in December, and I was like, let me just go ahead and do this. And first of all, I will say that anybody who has known me well, or even known me for a few minutes, has said to me at some point, "Oh, you need to do a blog. You need to do a podcast. You need to do this. You need to do that." And I've heard these things for a long time. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I heard it, when I tell you I would be very, very rich, like I would be super rich. It's so crazy. And so I wanted to do those things. I wanted to find a medium, because yes, blogging is good. I enjoy writing and that will be a part of it. But I wanted something that I could really just kind of, drop off and go, and, something a little more tangible for the people that I connect with. So I came up with this idea of a show called SoulWerk, and that's the work is WERK. We're a little sassy over here. And
Okay.
so I wanted to have a space where people who are even my age, or even younger, older, whatever, but people who are in a space of life where they feel safe and feel that they can be heard. I think there's so much about perfection in our current space. Like if you don't nail everything, then you are just awful, honey, and there's nothing that we can do with you. What do you mean you're not perfect? I know we say nobody's perfect, but we still expect, in certain spaces, we demonize people for imperfections. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to have a space where that kind of stuff is can be talked about, approached in a humanistic way, and still be kind of funny. Because listen, some like there are days where I like everything about me just goes off like clockwork, and then the next day is a comedy of errors, and
Yeah.
it all makes up who I am and what I do. And
Hmm.
so it's like we laugh, we have a good time, we reveal things that are not, that may be a little bit, tugging, but we heal and grow and move on. And so that was the space I wanted to have. No topic is off limits. I provide a space, like I say, for the saints and for the ain'ts. Okay. We're gonna talk about all of it, your whole life experience wrapped up in it. And because it's me and I don't really have a 100% serious bone in my body, we're laughing about this mess. Okay. So that's what it is. So soul work. It's like you live, you love, you're making mistakes along the way, and you're an amazing person, but you still got to do your work, and that work is
Yeah.
soul work, you know. So
Okay.
that's where it was. But I had recorded the first episode months
Hmm.
before I dropped it.
Oh, okay.
I was
Why
like,
months?
well, there's that trepidation that came in again. So um I recorded the first episode. It is out on all streaming platforms now. But I recorded the first episode with my sister, and we were talking about, overcoming trauma. And it was a very, just eye-opening episode. It was something that she and I had talked about for a while, and it was just a really natural, organic conversation. I didn't do a whole bunch of pulling and all of those types of things. But what I
Mm.
did was I recorded it, and then I second guessed myself, and I didn't release it. I was like, well, maybe I need
Mm.
to do this. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to add this. There's something going on with the sound. It's not perfect. It's this, it's that, blah, 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 all these different things. And I literally tell you that one night in December, I rolled over. I couldn't even go to sleep. It's
Mm.
like God was sending me a message like, if you don't do this now, you're not going to do it.
Okay.
When I tell you, I didn't make any real announcement. I dropped, and I only make this reference. I am not Beyonce, but I thought about like how she was when she dropped that surprise album. She like just loaded it and rolled over and went to sleep. Didn't know if anybody was gonna listen or care, like that. That's how I
Right.
felt. I was like, minus the whole being famous and having a lot of money thing. Um, the feelings absolutely were legit. So I uploaded the episode. I didn't even wait to see if the upload was complete, and I rolled over and went to bed.
Mm.
And then I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning because I was like thirsty and getting up, middle of the night. And I checked my phone. Why did I check my phone? And somebody had already watched it. Like there were a few people that had already. I'm like, it's the middle of the night. Y'all supposed to be going to bed, ain't you got time?
Girl.
But yeah, so that's how it happened. I just said, let me do a pilot episode and see how people will attach to it. And people got so like there were so many responses to it. It was overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, I let go a couple of thug tears because I
Mm.
just didn't realize that us sharing our story was gonna resonate so much with other people. And folks were just like, people ask me, when you gonna do the next episode? Well, the full season will start in March. So, we will start
Okay.
a weekly schedule. And then as things progress, then we'll do a weekly schedule. But I just kind of wanted to put the tester out there and see like what's the space, what's gonna happen. So that's
Right.
how it was. I sat on it for a long time, and then it was just boom. Let me just drop it and go to bed. And
Okay. So we gonna drop in March. We're gonna drop in March. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yes,
Yeah, I look forward to it. Y'all make sure that. And so, what's it gonna drop? Like, what spaces will it be on? What platforms?
basically any podcasting platform that you could even think of, honey, we're on it. We, so if you have an iPhone, if you have any manner of Android, whatever, if you on Spotify, I mean everything. So the platform I use releases it to any podcasting platform. So whatever you have, if you have Breaker, whatever it is, child, you gonna see this face on the screen. That's it. So you will see it's SoulWerk. That's WERK. It's all one word. SoulWerk, the podcast. And yeah, you won't be able to miss it because I look the same. So you'll see my face.
So, how do people like? How do you want them to follow you so that they can see the status?
Well, I want on my Instagram, my title is Maritha is my name. My name is spelled Maritha. So it's all one word. Maritha is my name. My link for Soul Work is in the bio of my IG page. So those things will be growing, and as we put stuff out there, I don't have a separate page for that just yet because I want to make sure that we're properly building. So that's where all the updates and snippets for the next episodes and all those type of things will come from.
Okay.
And also my Facebook page, Maritha D. Martin, like I'm always on there just because, like anything I feel like talking about, I kind of just dump it on there and get feelers and keep it moving. Also, people can email me at marithamartin@gmail.com for suggestions on topics. If you want to come on and have a little talk on something on soul work, I'm open to that too. So yeah, shoot me an email and put in the title podcast topics, and we can go from there. But I just look forward to connecting and sharing different stories, connecting with other people that I have not worked with before and who I have worked with before, but finding out new stuff. So,
And what's your email address again?
It is Maritha Martin. That's Maritha Martin, Martin @gmail.com. Make sure you put in a subject. If it's a podcast topic, just put in their podcast topic, and then we can go from there.
Okay. All right. Write it down. If you ain't followed, just write it down and hurry up because I can't have it up all night. Can't have it up all night. Okay, Queenie. She's loving your energy. Great energy, Maritha. Keep soaring,
Thank you so much, Queenie. Thank you for tuning in.
Amen and amen. See, this is how y'all do it, folks. You comment and you ask questions. This is how we interact. This is what we do on this show. Okay. Had to treat their life a little bit.
Coming in late, they come, maybe they didn't see certain parts of things. You got, just like you late for church, you might have missed a little bit, but you there for the offering. They here for the offering. That's it.
They here for the offering. Hilarious.
Oh,
all right, so check it out, y'all. I didn't get any guesses yet, so we're gonna replay this video one more time for Find the Fake. And if you get the right answer, you win a prize. All right, here we go. All right, y'all, this is your opportunity to guess. Because, quite frankly, I'm not really sure. I think I know, but we're going to find out. I don't know.
I see some people on Facebook.
Yeah, I see 2. Okay, so 2 is B. I'm going to go with, okay. We use letters just in case. Okay, I won't mess with you. But
Friday, have a drink. We're not gonna do the people like that on this Friday. That's not what we want.
Okay, I won't mess with you too much. Well, seems like all we have is A's and B's. So, ma'am,
you got it.
I gave y'all an opportunity. You got your answers in. This is it. You done? Y'all done, fam? I see a few of y'all. Are you gonna guess? All right. Okay. All right. So, what is the right answer?
The answer is the false one is B. That I've completed 2 triathlons. That is not true. First of all, those of you who know me, you know good and doggone well I am a member of the Black Girls Who Do Not Swim committee. So no, but I have completed 2 marathons. So not triathlons, I completed 2 marathons. So that was the false one.
Okay. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what I want y'all to do. The ones that got the right answers, which is B. B. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to contact me right here. And you are going to let me know if you would like a free ticket to the play, or if you would like another prize. We got goodies. We got makeup, we got glasses, we got stuff. I'm just saying. So email me here, Asia@asiajamal.com, and I will get your prize on the way. You're welcome.
So I think there were a couple of people like on because I shared on my Facebook. I think like my people.
They was like, let me not. Yeah.
No, a couple people like, you can't see my answer. I said me, I know you. I'm like, you do know me. So
I don't see the Okay.
Maybe because it's there under
From yours.
that I shared. That might
I
be.
should still see it. But you know what? If your people got the right answer too,
They did. I know they.
if
Yeah.
your people got the right answer too, y'all see my email.
Well, yeah,
Contact me.
child.
Okay.
Listen, my sister didn't even. My blood sister did not. She said, "I'm not even gonna play. I'm not even gonna do that."
Thank you for being fair, because that's
But
not right.
like that is my big sis. So she definitely knows.
Yeah.
We ain't getting out here wet. I bet she can't even swim either. Can you swim, sis? I don't know.
Yeah. And for those of you that know you should not have been playing, you know doggone well that of course you knew the answer. Yeah, see, I see what you just posted.
But
So
a couple of people who know me did not get the right answer. So
mm,
I keep a couple of little things up my sleeve. Is
mm.
that all right?
Well, so yeah, email me so I can give you that prize. We'll discuss what your prize is gonna be. Okay, you're welcome in advance.
I had such a hard time trying to think of what I could say because I was like, what have I told on myself over the years? Like, now, for those of you who saw the one that I almost got kicked out of my college dorm, well, that might be an episode of SoulWerk. We're gonna talk about that. So,
Okay.
that was true.
Well, you let me know because I'm listening on that
That
one.
that's some PvE. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving right along. Transition.
She called for a transition. That is funny. She said transition. Just so you guys know, I say I don't have a shy bone in my body, and I don't. However, uh, against popular belief, I am an introvert. I am not an extrovert. Believe it or not, I am an introvert. What I also am, though, is a performer. I am trained. So what you see is the fact that I was trained. I can do this show because I was trained to perform. I can go out there and sing because I was trained to perform. It will look like I was made to be around people, but I promise you, I can get straight up anxiety being around a bunch of folks. It's just like, okay, hey, how you doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now that
all right.
I do know about you. Yeah. I learned quickly. I think it's funny because you and I are the kind of the reverse, I would say. The longer I sit in a space, the more familiar I get with the space, the more me I bring to the space. The longer you sit in a space, the more you're like, okay, get me out of this space. We've done this. I'm ready to move from the space. So like the space actually gives me energy, but it kind of pulls yours. So
Yeah.
with
It's
that,
just like my meter is run out.
yeah.
I be out after the play, I be out of there so fast.
And the only reason I'm out of there is because, well, we are of a certain. I'm middle aged and I'm tired. I'm just tired and I'm ready to go. And I want to get out my slave gear. So that's why but I'm still able to engage. There is a part of me that
Queen.
always find I'm a learned extrovert, like my sister just said. Yeah, a learned extrovert. And so what I find is I can get the space that I need just for the moments that I need them, and then I can go head on. Like when I talk to people about my wellness ventures, that's usually how I am. Like when I talk about my fit fab life, like how I'm working out every day, posting that on IG, all these different things. I get energy from that. And then as soon as I'm done, I can go back to like being totally on mute. I just give you what I need,
Understood.
what's needed for the occasion, and then I'm back to my regularly scheduled program. So I get it.
I hear that. I
Totally.
hear that. Well, ladies and gents, we are at the end of the show, and I give my guests always an opportunity to share their words of wisdom. So, Maritha, what you want to give the people today?
Well, what I will say is we all have the ability to find a space that will allow us to grow, that will allow us to be our very best selves, but it requires doing something that you've never done. A lot of times I realize that when we say, oh, I've done everything I can do, it doesn't work. I think what we are saying is that I've done everything that I'm comfortable with and I know, and everything that I know to do because it's familiar to me. But the minute I step out of something that is unfamiliar, that's when change comes. That's what change when you're changing your body. That's when it happens when you do new stuff with your body. You know, you're not doing the same workouts. It's the same thing that happens with our mindsets and our endeavors. It is all about stepping out and doing new things. So, have you tried everything, or have you tried only what you're most comfortable with?
Mm. Now that'll preach. Mm-hmm. Amen to that. Amen to that. So, and I see I already got an email. Y'all are on it. She said, I want a ticket, please.
Oh, it's like,
So,
give me my ticket. I had the right answer. Listen.
right. That is funny. And just in case y'all missed it, we got our encore performances coming April 9th at 7 p.m., April 10th at 4 p.m. Go ahead. You can go to either 1800verse2020.com or you can go to richardgallion.com and get them tickets, baby.
Get
See
those
you
tickets.
there. You will see us.
You will see us.
All
You will,
right.
and you'll hear us. But
You
we
will
won't
hear
look.
us
We
because
won't
we're
look
going
like.
to sing.
We won't look like. Oh no. Oh no.
I will tell you, it is the funniest thing. After I change and I walk through the crowd, nobody recognizes me at all.
Yeah, I was given full on, like, before, like backstage. I was looking full on oppressed, right? And when I finished and changed clothes and came out, like somebody literally was like, "What? Wait, who? Who are who?" Child, listen,
Girl,
just roll with it. Just roll with it. It's okay.
girl, somebody tried to give me a flyer.
You were just on stage. Oh, thanks. Oh, that's me. That's me on there. Thank you.
That's some funny stuff. But
So,
anyway, all right, you guys, remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. Until next time, we'll be right here Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And hey, one of these days, maybe we'll be on Maritha's show too, and you tune in there. All right?
yes, come on through, honey.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Well, y'all have a good evening. Yes, we will.
yes, we will.
Have a good evening to all of you, and I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Weeping